I hated it with every fiber of my being. He called his male part his sword of thunder. I wanted to remove myself entirely from the universe reading this. It was awful. Hello, hello, hello. What is up? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are, I'm so excited. I love these, okay? I stole this idea from Larry. Larry did this, who I think she took it from someone else. Let me see, I will leave it in the description. Just a little mid-year book tag for you guys, going through some of my favorite books, some of my least favorite books, how books made me feel, what I want to read, yada yada, all of that fun, juicy stuff. Before we get into it, I need a little caffeine. We are having an orange Alani. I'm also getting my nails done today. I'm sad because I love the black chrome. I think I'm gonna do chrome again, but with a different color. Guys, look at the black dragon Jellycat that Yana and Larry got me, because I had the Saddies and they sent me this Jellycat that I've wanted forever, and they knew I've wanted it and I haven't been able to get it because it's been sold out. I'm obsessed. Now listen, here's how this is gonna go, because I have all these questions answered on my phone. I'm gonna try my best not to repeat books. There'll be some that like I mentioned twice, but I don't want to repeat books. That's the goal, because here's the thing. I have been in a reading slump all year, and like my favorite books, like some of my favorite characters, all this stuff, like the answer would be the same a lot, and I want you guys to get a broader spectrum of what I have read. So even if I do repeat a book, I'll make sure I have another one that I mentioned that I haven't mentioned yet. First question, getting right into it. Best book you've read so far in 2025? And I have a few, because I want to mention a few. Onyx Storm, best out of everything, and Releasing 10. Like those are my top two favorites. Onyx Storm, January, I literally said this. I was like, this book is going to put me in a reading slump for the year. And it did. I have read so little romantasy. I like have barely been able to, anytime I do pick up romantasy, except I think I can count on one hand how many times like I've enjoyed romantasy after Onyx Storm, but for the most part, I just can't read it. And Releasing 10, the trauma, the pain, the suffering. And then also I just read City of Smoke and Brimstone, which is the fourth book in the House of Devils series. One of my favorite fantasy romance series, urban fantasy romance. That's another one of my favorites. Sunrise on the Reaping. Haymitch's story ruined my life. I'm still traumatized. It was everything. Like one of my favorite books in the Hunger Games like universe. And then The Conditions of Will by Jessa Hastings. Like those books, they will stick with me forever. So good in their own ways. The Conditions of Will, I was not expecting to love so much. It's contemporary romance. I loved everything about it. It hit me so deeply. Jessa Hastings' writing is so beautiful, so poetic. Like I highlighted everything. I think about that book all of the time. It's messy, there's drama, the characters are so complex. I love the FMC. Yes. And then the next question is worst book you've read so far in 2025? I have had so many one-star reads. I've read so many awful books, but if I had to pick one, okay, I'm gonna give you a few. If I had to pick one, The Ritual. I'm so sorry. Dark romance. I know this is an unpopular opinion. This is so well loved in the dark romance community. I hated it. I hated it with every fiber of my being. Literally every other chapter was smut. And that's just a thing I found. I do not like that much smut in books. I just don't like it, especially when there's no plot. And like their first meeting, they are doing the spicy time. And it's just like, they have no chemistry. For me, this is my personal opinion. So lust-filled, they're doing the naked gymnastics every other chapter. I hated it. I did not like it at all. But that's just my opinion, okay? And then Consider Me, the first book in the Playing for Keeps series. This is hockey romance. The ick, he called his male part his sword of thunder. I couldn't. I have never cringed and got the ick so hard from a book for so long in my life like that. Like, and the book also dragged out. It was way too long with nothing happening. The third act breakup was so stupid. He was so obsessed with how itsy bitsy teeny tiny itty witty she was. That was her entire personality, which nothing wrong with explaining like one of the FMCs being small. And like when it adds to the story, like I get that. When he is just so obsessed with it, keeps pointing it out and pointing it out and pointing it out, I can't. No, I couldn't. I could not do that. I was bracing myself for every word that came out of his mouth. And then another one, this is definitely a higher quality book, but it's one of my biggest disappointments, and just, it's Gold, which is it the fourth or fifth? The fifth book in the Plated Prisoner series. It just felt The whole thing felt like it could have been an email. When I say nothing happened, and it was this behemoth of a book, I was so disappointed. Nothing, absolutely nothing happened. I was so bored. I was so pissed off. And now I'm not gonna finish the series. There's one more book left and I couldn't care less. I fear it. Like it's the 5th book in the fantasy romance series. So like, I don't want to say specifically what bothered me because it would spoil literally everything. It was so upsetting. And I loved the first 3 books in that series. The 4th book slowed down for me. It was like 3 stars, but then this one was just biggest case of filler book. Like, it was so unnecessary. So I wasn't gonna mention it, but I guess I will because I literally just recently read it and I hated everything about it. Red Thorns by Rena Kent. This is my formal retirement from the Rena Kent backlog. Every time I read, so I read the Rena Kent universe backwards. Like, I started with her newest books, which are her best, in my opinion, her best series. So like Legacy of God series, Monster Trilogy, Deception Trilogy, some of my favorite dark romance series, some of her best work, in my opinion. Absolutely loved. Her Mafia books, amazing. Everything after that, I keep trying and it's just, everything is the same. There's no plot. It just feels like I'm reading the same copy and paste MMC and FMC over and over again. The MMCs have no appeal to me. They're just awful and insufferable, and it's so cringe-worthy. And the FMCs are also all the same and have like no backbone and are so just, the relationships, no, I can't. And I'll like read one and then I'll take like 2 months off and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna try again. I'm a clown at this point. I need to stop. So I'm formally stopping. These are all just my opinions at the end of the day. I'm insufferable. I'm so insufferable sometimes. The mood reader I am, I'm so picky. It is tough being me. It is. The best sequel I read in 2025. Ooh, okay. The first one that came to my head was The Bond That Burns. This is what I was talking about, how there were a few exceptions to romantasy books that I loved. The first book is On Wings of Blood, which was 4.5 stars. Second book, The Bond That Burns, 5 stars. These 2 books were so amazing, and they were the first romantasy books I enjoyed since reading Onyx Storm. This was so good. I am like in my feels because the 3rd book was supposed to come out in June. And I'm like doing this thing where I cannot start all these unfinished series anymore. Like, I can't do it. Like, I hate the cliffhangers. I forget about them. I just don't like it. And this one I knew was gonna be 4 books. And I was like, oh, the 3rd one's coming out in a month. So that's fine. And then I'll only have to wait for 1 more book. It is getting traditionally published, which slay, but now the 3rd book isn't coming out until next spring. And the cliffhanger made me want to die. Does anyone know, can someone explain that to me? Like, when an indie book gets traditionally published, sometimes the author will still roll out the book. Like, even if the book's getting new covers and stuff, which they do, like, we'll still roll out the book as planned. Same timeline and everything. That's happening with the Legacy series right now. And other times, the next book won't come out for like a year or 2 later. I don't get why that happens. Anyways, this is, oh my God. So this is Academy setting. He's a vampire and she is a dragon rider, and she falls into this world. Like, we start at the very beginning, she falls into the vampire world. They take her essentially and force her to marry Blake, who is a vampire, super powerful, because they find out that she's a dragon rider, and she's one of the, like, dragon riders haven't been around for thousands of years, and she's back and they're intimidated by them. They're worried about dragon riders because the dragons have been gone for thousands of years too, and dragon riders are the only like beings that can really take out the vampires. So they're like, okay, well, to gain back her power, we're gonna make sure Blake is betrothed to her so he can control her. And she has no idea. She's like, she fell from this Fey world, right? And she's like, I have no idea what you guys are talking about. Dragons? What do you mean? But she's like faking it till she makes it, and she has to go to this academy. It starts out as like an extreme bully romance, and then enemies to lovers. Like, they're super messy, super toxic, and she is learning about what it means to be a dragon rider. She's in this super corrupt world, trying to go to this school, trying to survive. Everyone hates her, and it is so addicting. And then book 2 leveled up so much. Blake, we said bring back yearning, and Briar Bolin was like, here you go. He is on his knees for her. I was so obsessed. I have no idea where it's gonna go. The cliffhanger killed me. Anyways, another sequel, The Right Move, which is the 2nd book in the Windy City series. Now, this is interconnected standalone sports romance, but the first book was Mile High, and I did not like Mile High at all. So I was hesitant to start The Right Move, and The Right Move was 5 stars. Every single other book in the series has been 5 stars for me. Ryan Shea, the acts of service man that he is. This is one of my favorite this is my favorite, like one of my favorite contemporary romance series. Oh my goodness. Okay, so it's Grumpy Sunshine, and they're roommates. So she has to move in with him. Best friend's brother. He's a professional basketball player, super grumpy, closed off. Then we have that forced proximity, and then it's fake dating. Oh my God. Oh my God. This acts of service man. He literally learns sign language so he can communicate with her dad. Yeah, he does. And he cooks her breakfast and makes her coffee every single day. He starts eating vegetarian because she's vegetarian. And like how protective he is of her, the love confession. This is like, these books will make you believe in true love. I am obsessed with them. And then I love Indy. Like she's so relatable. I love her so much. You know what I also loved? Enchantra, which is, the first book is Phantasma. This is also interconnected standalones. And this is like gothic fantasy romance. Oh my God, this was so good. She gets trapped in this like haunted mansion estate and has to play a deadly game of hide and seek with Rowan. Okay, Rowan, don't even get me started. He's a shadow wraith, okay? And she has to get married to him. It's arranged, forced type of fake kind of marriage, because if you're married to another contestant, like you have a better chance of getting out alive. And like I said, he's a shadow wraith and the things he could do with his shadows. But they're playing in this deadly game of hide and seek with all of his siblings. And I loved all of his siblings too. They're all crazy and unhinged. And I think they're gonna have books as well. Oh my God, this was so good. The worst sequel you read so far this year? The most recent sequel I read that was one of the absolute worst was Braving the Storm. I picked this up, because the first book in this series, they're also interconnected standalone, small town cowboy romance. First book was Chasing the Wild, and it was a good, fun, spicy time. It was an ovulation book, a book you read when you're ovulating. It was like 3.5 stars. Ex-boyfriend's daddy, good, fun, spicy time. That's what I was looking for. I needed another ovulation book. It's her uncle, but hang on. It's her brother's adopted brother. Wait, nope. It's her dad's adopted brother. So there's no blood relationship there. And they're living together on this ranch. So like forced proximity. This was awful. I cringed so hard. I hated everything about this. The meet cute was him showing up to his home, thinking the girl in his home was one of the girls he used to sleep with. So before she can turn around, this man gets in his birthday suit and bends her over the desk. And then he makes eye contact with her and is like, oh my God, that's my niece. Should have known right then and there, but the amount of times, this is oddly specific, in forbidden romance, when they obsess too much about the thing that is forbidden, like how obsessed he was with the fact that she's his niece, and she was so obsessed with him being her uncle, and she would call him uncle all the time, and he would call her his niece all the time, and he nicknamed her Little Thorn. Little Thorn. It was so bad. It was so icky. And he was obsessed with how inexperienced she was. And no, I couldn't. Also a no for me was Vicious Hearts. Dark Mafia Romance, the first book. What was the first book called? I don't remember. I'll put it up here. Interconnected standalones. This was also forbidden because it was like massive age gap. It's like captor captive. He was so obsessed with how young she is. Kept talking about her age, how young, and all of that jazz. And it was very insta-lusty, insta-love, like how quickly he became obsessed with her. There was nothing else happening. The word choices, I wanted to remove myself entirely from the universe reading this. It was awful. Fun fact about me, so many people be like, you should just DNF. Like, you're so negative, but you force yourself to read these. I kid you not. Like, I'm not even exaggerating when I say this. I can't DNF. My brain has to finish it. Like, I have to see it through. I don't know what it is. Like, I'm fine with stopping in the middle of series, like not finishing series, but books, I have to see them through in my head. And there's like, if I don't finish it, I will obsess and feel like I have to. I'm like, what? I hate it. I absolutely hate it. It is insufferable. I'm not doing this on purpose to like just be a hater. Anyway. Ooh, I love this question. Ugh. Wesley hair all in me. The dragon. Wesley tried to take, I'm naming him Taryn because he's Taryn, obviously. Wesley tried to take him. I was like, no, this is mine. You have your own stuffies, okay? New release you haven't read yet, but want to. There are so many books I want to read, but like because I'm a chronic mood reader, I don't get to them. I do want to read Silver Elite, which is like dystopian romance. It's going to be a trilogy, and there's been so much talk about it. So many people love it. So many people hate it. I need to see what it's about. So I want to read that. Another one that was just like insanely hyped that I want to learn what it's all about is Shield and Sparrows. Fantasy romance. I have no idea what it's about. I literally have no idea what it's about, but I want to read that. That's so, like, this is how easily I'm influenced, but like, I want to read it so bad. I literally have no idea what it's about. Wesley is trying so hard to get my dragon. He is on my leg right now. Can you even see him? He's right there, staring at Taryn. No. Okay, Shield and Sparrows. And then The Wind Weaver, also fantasy romance, another one that I really want to read. And then Nightshade. Oh, I've been dying to read Nightshade. I bought the indie version. It got traditionally published. I got the traditionally published version. Enemies to lovers, he plays rugby, academy setting. I think there's a mystery element to it as well. A romance with true yearning. It sounds so good. I've seen nothing but good things about it. But then I found out that it's going to be a duology. And so there's still another book coming out next year, and it ends on a big cliffhanger. And I'm like, I'm probably going to wait because I would just rather read it when it's finished. So I want to read the synopsis of this book, Nightshade, because it sounds so good. When Ophelia Winters accepts a scholarship at a prestigious Scottish university to prove that her parents' death was the fault of Kane Green, an American aviation tycoon, her plan is simple. Keep her grades up and her head down. The last thing she wants is to wind up in a mafia war or step on the toes of royalty. Mafia? Why did I... Her plan gets off to a rocky start when the mysterious man that almost kills her on her first day turns out to be Kane's eldest son. As far as she's concerned, Alex Corbin Green is a younger version of his billionaire father, a monster hiding beneath a beautiful facade. Loneliness has been Ophelia's only dependable companion for years, but when anonymous threats and mysterious occurrences start to haunt her time at Sorrowsong, she wonders if she really can survive there on her own. Between being paired together for a project and ending up as each other's alibi for a murder, avoiding Alex becomes increasingly impossible. She begins to fall for the soft heart that hides beneath his hard exterior. Tormented by a malicious stalker and growing closer to Alex, Ophelia's desperation for revenge wavers for the first time. Can she really bring herself to pull the trigger on Kane now that she knows the family it'll split in two? Dark academic romance. This is why I was so excited to read it, because I remember reading this a while ago and then I just never did. Because, yeah, but I want book 2. Ooh. And then, next question. Most anticipated releases for the second half of the year. Okay. We have Wild Card by Elsie Silver. This is ex-boyfriend's dad. Ex-boyfriend's dad. That's one of my new favorite tropes. Oh my God. And it's the last book in the Rose Hill series. If you haven't read this yet, what are you doing? I'm gonna love it. I have read every single one of Elsie Silver's books. Not a single one has been less than 4 stars. Oh my God, I'm so excited. And then Wrath of the Fallen. This is the 4th book in the Gods and Monsters series. The first book is the Book of Azrael. Guys, if you know me, this is God tier, one of my favorite romantasy series ever. It's a dark urban fantasy romance. She's the Morley Gray one, Diana Martinez, and then Sam Kael in my top 10 book boyfriends. Oh, I'm so excited, but so scared. This is gonna ruin my life and I cannot wait. Burn Bright. Guys, this is by, oh my God. Okay, so if you've read the Addicted Calloway Sisters series, okay, this is the 2nd gen series to the Addicted Calloway series, and it's following the Cobalt brothers and Connor Cobalt. So it's Connor and Rose's kids. And so it's 2nd gen, and Connor and Rose are my favorite couple from that series. Connor Cobalt is literally everything to me, like literally everything to me. So I'm so excited to read about his kids. Oh, and to see them as parents. Oh my God, it's gonna be so good. Dawn of Chaos and Fury. This is the 4th and final book in the Legacy series. Another God tier, one of my favorite series ever. Okay, this is also dark urban fantasy romance. It is insane. It is so good. It is so messy. It's so toxic. It is so anxiety provoking. Like, I need this more than I need air. Okay, I hate to say it because I'm annoyed. This is Primal of Blood and Bone, which is now the 2nd to last book in From Blood and Ash series, okay? It was supposed to be the last one, but she decided to make 2 more books. And I'm like, why are you dragging it out? Why does she do this? She drags out her series so much. And I still have to read Castile's book. I just hope it's not a filler book, because this is what happened with whatever the prequel series, like, just started to drag out too. I still have to read the last book, but I'm still excited for it. Then we have Catabasis by R.F. Kuang. Guys, I read the Poppy War trilogy this year. I am so scared for this. This is going to ruin me. She just writes the most heartbreaking books and I'm so scared, but it's gonna be so good. But I'm terrified. And this is the first book she's writing with leaning more into romance. I'm not sure how romance heavy, obviously I haven't read it, but yeah. Ooh, biggest surprise of the year. I'm gonna answer this two ways. Biggest surprise as in I'm so shocked that I loved this, and I'm so shocked that I hated this. Like, wow, I was expecting to love this so much and I hated it. Okay. So surprised that I absolutely love this is going to be, honestly, like Anna Huang books in general. Okay. So I read Twisted Love, absolutely hated it. But I was told by my friends and like people who know my taste that I wasn't gonna love Twisted Love and I just need to keep going. I read the rest of the Twisted series, obsessed. Twisted Games was so surprising to me because I gave it 5 stars. Reese Larson, princess bodyguard trope, forbidden romance, just like how much I was obsessed with them. And then the fact that like Twisted Hate, 4.5 stars, like obsessed with that. Twisted Lies, 5 stars. Christian Harper, one of my new favorite book boyfriends. I was literally not expecting that at all because these are not typically the types of books that I love. It's contemporary romance, but it's leaning into darker, like the MMCs. It's a good introduction to Morley Gray MMCs for sure. So good. But so good as in good for the vibes, you know? I was also surprised by how much I loved Poppy War. Like, Poppy War was a 6-star trilogy for me. It was so dark and so painful and hurt me, but the writing was incredible and like the story being told, everything about it was just sheer perfection. And it was so out of my comfort zone that I was so shocked by how much I loved it. But oh my God, I did. Like that's a story that will stick with me forever. I'm haunted by it. Now, a book I was so surprised that I absolutely hated is Iron and Embers by Helen Scherer, because this is the first book in a spin-off series to Blood and Steel is her other series. What's the series called? The first book is Blood and Steel. Anyways, I absolutely loved that series so much. The last book fell flat for me, but the other 3 books absolutely adored. I was so excited for this book because it follows the sister of the FMC from Blood and Steel, follows like the side characters, and we're still in that universe, that world. I gave it 2 stars. I was so disappointed. It was so boring. She's an alchemist and she poisons awful people. Like that's what she does. And then she goes to this university to harness her trade, so to say. She has to have a bodyguard, and her bodyguard is the man that she has, like, they've both left each other, but they also now strongly dislike each other, but they're trying to resist each other. And so they have this like forbidden romance going on. And like, I was so excited for them. It was so boring and it was so dragged out. And they as a couple gave me nothing. Like I did not feel their chemistry. The overall plot was very boring to me. It was really slow to progress. I'm not sure if I'm gonna continue. I don't think I am. Also, another one that I was surprised that I absolutely hated. I read Swift and Saddled so I could read Lost and Lassoed, which is single dad nanny. That trope is one of my favorites. Okay, cowboy romance, single dad nanny. So I read Lost and Lassoed, also absolutely hated it. And I was shocked. I thought I was gonna love it. But I had come to the realization that I think just that whole series and the writing style, everything just isn't for me. Like I still had all of the issues I had with the other books. Like it was cringy, insta-lovey, like didn't feel the chemistry between the couple. So new favorite author, without a doubt, Liz Tomfordy. I don't know if you pronounce it Liz Tomford or Liz Tomfordy, whatever, the author of the Windy City series. The Windy City series, favorite sports romance series, one of my favorite contemporary romance series. Again, Mile High didn't do it for me. I do feel like though, now that I have read the whole series and like appreciate the couple from Mile High so much more, I want to reread it because I feel like I'll love it more now that I appreciate it. But the other 4 books, all 5 stars. Caught Up, 6 stars. Like Caught Up is one of my favorite contemporary romance books ever. That is also single dad nanny, Daddy Kai Rhodes. It's just, okay, how she writes romance, it's so deep and you feel it like in your bones, the chemistry between these couples, and then the characters have so much depth to them. And then also the found family and the side, like you feel like it feels like home. Like I feel like these characters are also my friend and it has such a special place in my heart. Like the last book, Rewind It Back, I sobbed my eyes out because I did not want it to be over at all. It's like you open it and you can't put it down. I love it so much. And like, this is how you write romance. Like, I love the way she writes romance and relationships. And they're so good. I love them. Also, how she writes spice is so good. Yeah. Oh my God. New fictional crush. I have so many. I guess the first one I have to say that lives in my head rent free is Kai Rhodes from Caught Up by Liz Tomfordy. The single dad that he is, the professional baseball player that he is, He is grumpy. He is closed off. He is the way he is with his son, like how he worships Miller. What comes out of his mouth. He has a thigh tat and wears glasses. Like, that man is so fine. Also, one of the best love confessions I've ever read. And let's just say all of the Windy City series men, besides Xander's, I'm so sorry. Ryan Shea, Isaiah Rhodes. That man begs. Oh, he begs. Rio DeLuca. No, I can't. They are elite. There's just something about them. And then, I know I just mentioned it, Reese Larson from Twisted Games and Christian Harper from Twisted Lies. Don't even get me fucking started on them. They live in my head rent free too. I don't even know what to do with myself. Like, I don't even... Christian Harper ruined me. I can't. Then we also have Sam Penny from The Conditions of Will. The communicative man that he is, the green flag that he is. I know, I'm shocked too. He reminded me so much of Jack, my boyfriend. I loved him, and we didn't even get his POV. Blake from On Wings of Blood. The yearning vampire man that he... Yearning. He's also a little toxic, and he's mean, and he's insane, and he's a vampire. Oh my God, I also read the DC Star series, Hockey Romance. Those men, pathetically down bad. My favorite being Liam from Power Play, the silent, filthy goalie. Oh my God, I can't. And then Riley from Hat Trick. He is a filthy nerd who crawls for her. No, I can't. Daddy Pike Lawson from Birthday Girl. Daddy. That was ex-boyfriend's dad. No, the definition of daddy. Nino Falcone from Twisted Emotions, Dark Mafia Romance. This man barely even speaks. He does not understand, feel emotions like a normal person. He is crazy. But he always puts his fingers on her wrist to gauge her pulse point, to try and get an understanding of how she's feeling. He offers to restrain himself during spicy time because he knows that men intimidate her because of her trauma. Oh, and also Dante Russo from King of Wrath, another Anna Huang man. I can't. I need to stop. Stop me. Someone take me away. Books that made you cry. I'm a crier. I spend so much of my time crying. Birthday Girl literally made me cry. Ex-boyfriend's dad. Why? I don't fucking know. We have, the list can go on and on. The obvious ones that Onyx Storm, sob. Releasing 10, sob. City of Smoke and Brimstone, absolutely sob. I'm mentioning the ones that I've already mentioned. Conditions of Will, sobbed. Sunrise on the Reaping. Let's just insert a compilation of me crying from books this year so far.
What the fuck? I literally hate reading. No. I literally hate fucking reading. Like, what is happening? This is so fucking cruel. I feel so bad for him. What the fuck? Listen, I knew it was gonna happen. I knew this book was gonna make me, I knew this book was going to break my heart, but I wasn't expecting to cry. I'm really scared of everyone dying.
Darling girl.
I was not expecting that. Why?
The Poppy War trilogy ruined my life. Fearless, traumatizing, so good. Oh my God, that was such a good book. I liked Powerless, loved Powerful, hated Reckless, so I was shocked. Fearless was amazing. I loved it so much, sobbed. King of Greed by Anna Huang. I'm sorry. This is second chance romance, but with her like ex-husband. I've never read that before. That made me cry so much. Psychotic Obsession by Lee Rivers. This doesn't have a happy ending. This is just a tragedy. Dark, twisted romance. Follows the main characters from the Edge of Darkness trilogy's parents. So you have to read the Edge of Darkness trilogy first. And this, I knew it was gonna ruin me, and it did more than I even fucking expected. The Windy City series, all of the books except for Mile High, especially Caught Up. I don't know, that had me sobbing. Like, I was just so emotional because I'm so emotionally connected and invested in those characters. I'm trying to give you new ones. Okay. Fractured Souls. This was dark mafia romance. Oh my God, what this is, why can't I think of what this series is called? The Perfectly Imperfect series. Interconnected, standalone, dark mafia romance, and some of them are not good, but some are so good. And Fractured Souls, I was not, like, her story is so sad. They are so trauma bonded. Like, he's such a tortured soul. The ending had me sobbing. I loved this book. This was so good. A Photo Finish by Elsie Silver also made me cry. This is small town cowboy romance, okay? Part of her Gold Rush Ranch series, which I love, by the way. Doesn't get enough love. Photo Finish is one of my favorite books of hers. Cole Harding. Cole Harding's story made me cry. He made me cry. It wasn't a sad book at all. I also cried my eyes out, Twisted Hate by Anna Huang. There's a part in that book, in the end, if you've read it, then you know, it was so jarring. Like, their altercation, what he said to her, I started crying. I self-inserted. That's all I'm gonna rattle off for now. I'm sure other books have made me cry. Okay, switching gears. Book that made you happy. The entire DC Star series, which is Hockey Romance, the last book made me emotional, but it's just such a happy, feel-good series. They're all interconnected standalones. All of the men are just so in love and pathetic and like down bad. The found family is so good. It's funny. The romances are amazing. The spice is great. Like, all of the MMCs are amazing. The FMCs, they're also strong and like in positions of like male dominated fields, and they hold positions of power in those fields. And I love that representation and like how women get treated in the workplace and them being so confident and sure of themselves. The female friendships are so good. How healthy the relationships are too, and how they like develop and the bonds that they have. Oh my God, it's so good. I also love how like not all of them have the conventional like get married, have kids. Like some of them, like the FMCs, they never want to get married and so they don't. Some don't want kids and so they're open about that. Like I love that. They also, some of our girls are tall queens. Like the FMC from book 1 is 5'10" and I'm like, slay, we love that. I love that. It made me so happy and so giggly while reading it. Every single book, so good. Another one, another hockey romance. Like when hockey romance is good, it just makes me so happy and giggly. Unloved, this is also part of this interconnected standalone series. The first book is Unsteady, and this is hockey player and tutor, and they're both like, he's golden retriever and she's like a sunshine character, and it's friends to lovers, and like they are just so wholesome. I loved them so much. Like this just, this was so pure and so adorable, and I could not stop giggling. Recent hockey romance, okay, that I read and loved was The Fake Out and Gloves Off. This is part of the Vancouver Storm series. Book 1, Behind the Net, I didn't like at all, but I read this all out of order. Book 2, The Fake Out, was so good. This was fake dating. He is like a golden retriever MMC who has just been obsessed with her since high school. She's athletic trainer, gives like black cat energy. Like I loved them. Their banter was so good. Then I skipped to the 4th book, Gloves Off, because I heard that's the best. 5 stars. No, I was obsessed with this. This was a marriage of convenience and like dislike to lovers. They could not stand each other in the beginning. Hockey player, doctor, age gap, their banter and tension. He hates spicy scenes. No, I can't. Alexi. Oh my God, that's another new fictional crush I have. Alexi. Oh, I was obsessed. And like, oh, how much he hated her, but like was obsessed with her at the same time. Oh my God, I loved this. He got her a new flower every single day and gave her a book about flowers with their meaning. Okay, I'm done. Like I had so many giggly, were these all sports romance? Yeah. They literally were all sports romance. Okay, this might just be my favorite question because the most beautiful book you've bought so far this year or received. This was actually gifted to me by the author. This is my favorite book I own. It's the most beautiful book I own. And I started crying because I have been hunting this book down on like resale websites, and it's either been like $300, $400 and I just can't. I'm like, I'm not spending that much money on a book. The author reached out to me and sent me this. So Fairy-Dale by Veronica Lancet is one of my favorite books ever. And this special edition, no guys, I do not think you understand. I can't even explain how absolutely stunning this is. This is the most beautiful book I've ever seen in my life. Like, I will never get over it. The sprayed edges, like the art on the chapters. This is literally perfection. And then I've spent quite a bit of my own money on special edition books. Okay, I was talking about the Gods and Monsters series. The first book is the Book of Azrael. These special editions I bought for myself from Fairy Loot. The first 3 books that are out. These are the spines. The sprayed edges. Oh, and then the books. Okay. Dust jackets are stunning, right? Stunning, but what is really stunning? The inside of the dust jackets. This is the Book of Azrael. Look at them. I can't even handle it. Like, I'm sorry. And then Throne of Broken Gods. Stunning. Stop. Look at this. I can't even handle it. Oh my God. They're literally perfect. I think I'm going to do a YouTube video of just all of my special editions because I have so many. Would you guys like that? Oh, I have to show you. And then Dawn of the Cursed Queen. Dawn of the Cursed Queen. Like, I do love the dust jackets, but the dust jackets are not why I bought these. Like, this is why I bought these. I am so done. They're so perfect. I love them. I'm not gonna sit here forever and go through all my special editions I got this year, but these are my favorites that I have received this year. And then sad, final question is, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? Oh, guys, we talked about this. I'm such a chronic mood reader that I'm gonna say that I need to read them, and whether or not I get to them is simply none of my business. But the first book I think of that is on my radar is Throne of Ice and Blood. This is the second book to Empire, Flame, and Thorns, one of the few romantasy books I've liked this year. It is fantasy romance. I think it's gonna be a four-book series. The third book also just came out, so I really want to read those really badly. We have Deadly Games, Fae, Dragon Shifters. Like, oh, this was so much fun. Like, it was so enemies to, what do you even call them, betrayal. Like, the ending was so good. Like, it was 4 stars. It wasn't perfect, but I think book 2 is gonna be even better. Then I really wanna read Lies of Lena. There's Lies of Lena and what's the second book? I don't know, but this is a really popular fantasy romance series. I think the third book comes out later this year. No idea what's about, but Larry, it was God tier for her. And so I'm like, I have to read it. I've seen so many people raving about it. So that's another one I really want to read this year. Some Kind of Perfect, which is the, not prequel, the epilogue novel of the Addicted Calloway Sisters series. I never read it because I didn't want it to be over. I was so sad for it to be over, but I need to read it before I read Burn Bright, because Burn Bright is the second gen book. And so I need to read the epilogue novel. I just haven't been emotionally stable. Oh my God, Born of Blood and Ash. Okay, this is the final book in the Flesh and Fire series. I read, so this is the prequel series to Blood and Ash. And I loved the first 2 books. The third book could have been an email. It was good, it wasn't great. And I've just been putting off reading the last one, to be honest. I've been too lazy to pick it up and I'm worried that I'm gonna be disappointed by it. So I need to read that. Also, I need to read, and I really want to read A Promise of Lies. This is the third and final book in, what's this trilogy called? Anyways, the first book is A Kiss of Iron. Second book is A Touch of Poison. Loved those. Loved those books so much. This is Fae romantasy. It's like Fae meets Bridgerton. Oh, it's so good. And the third book came out like in December of last year. And it's just been so long since I've read the second book that I'm like, what the heck? Like, why do I keep putting this off? But mark my words, I will read it. Oh, and then The Night Huntress. I have been dying to read. So I read the Fever series the end of last year, which is an early 2000s Fae urban fantasy romance. And I have been wanting to read, and I loved it. It was so good. I've been wanting to read another early 2000s urban paranormal fantasy romance, and everyone has been recommending that I read Night Huntress. It's a long series, and they're all these like older books with the ugliest covers, and The Night Huntress has been on my radar forever, so I'm going to read that. I'm going to read that. And then lastly is These Infinite Threads. The first book is This Woven Kingdom, and I want to get the hype about this so bad. This Woven Kingdom was just boring to me, but I have a feeling like my friend Emmy, she keeps telling me, she's like, you are going to love Cyrus. You are going to love the second book. Like, and there's a third book out and the fourth book comes out this year. I'm going to read it. I'm going to do it. I'm giving it another chance. But will I read any of these? I hope so. Who knows though? That's it. That was so fun. This reading year, I really hope the second half of the year is better. But I did read some really good books this year. A lot of them have been like so good, but not like God tier. But hopefully we get another God tier book the second half of the year. I will be back in December with an end of the year book tag, so you will know. But I feel like it can only get better, right? I freaking hope so. Anyway, go be horizontal, grab a sweet treat, read a good book. I'm reading a Dark Mafia romance book right now, Bratva Bride, and it's good. It's fun. I'm giggling. Okay, it's Friday. I'm literally just gonna stay in and do nothing, but I am gonna get my nails done. But after I'm staying in and do nothing, and I'm reading, and I'm just gonna enjoy life, because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. That's literally it.